don't know if you're familiar with the phenomenon of thirst tweets, but we're going to talk about a thirst tweet today that Jackson Wang received a few years ago. And out of all the thirst tweets videos that I saw online, that one, when he read that message, the actual tweet, I had a whole body reaction to it. Not a good one. So I want to give a reaction to that. But first, hi, this is Liana, Holistic Intimacy Coach. Welcome back to my channel. Here, I help you get your empowered and conscious orgasmic intimacy. So, empowered and conscious, I use those today because the thirst tweet phenomenon is something that I want to look at from this perspective, okay? Empowered and conscious. Now, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the thirst tweet phenomenon. There is this viral trend where fans of different celebrities post over-the-top comments, wishful thinking, fantasy thinking, erotically charged tweets about their celebrities, their favorite celebrities. And then these celebrities are invited every now and then to read some of those comments on camera and possibly react to them. This is intended as a fun activity. However, when I look at it, a bit closer, it opens a very murky terrain, emotionally speaking, psychologically speaking, socially speaking, and cybernetically. Heck, we're going to throw that one into it. I didn't just look at Jackson Wang's thirst tweets. I looked at a lot of videos with thirst tweets. Number one reaction, overall, when I look at thirst tweets with celebrities, most of them react in the way that, but these people, why do they ask to be choked? Or why are they asking to lick sweat or sweat-filled towels? Why are they asking to be crushed or stomped on? So a lot of those celebrities were pretty much surprised at the emotional palette that was displayed in those tweets. And their reaction was, I don't think I'm the kind of person that would do that. I think the kind of person that you're imagining, that's not me. Okay, some even said it. Jackson Wang's reaction in those thirst tweets was different. He just situated himself above them, and I'm going to challenge those and, be more thirsty than the actual thirst tweets. And he concluded with, I want to meet these people. Would they say that in person to me? Because I'd just give them a hug. Okay, and I guess all of them, because all the celebrities that I saw reading thirst tweets, at the end, even though the thirst tweets themselves were kind of sick and disturbing, they all thanked for the thirst tweets. And to me, what I translate that as, here are some people who know, these celebrities, who know that their fans, what they're actually saying in all those, murky messages, because some of them are really sick. What they're saying is, I love you, I appreciate you, I like you, I want you, and so on. So I guess, and everybody honored that, and I'm guessing this is the BuzzFeed training that was given to everybody invited there. Hey, however you feel about these, just remember that these are people who are essentially telling you that they like you, that they want you, and so on. This is my impression, okay? I'm not a celebrity. I've never been to such a place, but, seeing that common denominator, my intuition told me they're being trained by somebody, and it's probably BuzzFeed themselves. I mean, probably they are aware that some of those tweets are just sick, so they are trying to make the people, their guests, comfortable, not scare the crap out of them, and so on. That would be common sense. I mean, if I were to host a thirst tweet video series, I would also do that to my guests. Every host, even if you don't see them on screen, every host will do that. They will make sure that their guest is comfortable, safe, and protected somehow. Secondly, let's go into the actual thirst tweet that I was talking about, and then I'm gonna give you the reaction.
It's getting hot here. Hey, this is Jackson Wang. I'm here with BuzzFeed to go through my thirst tweets. With all due respect, I would drag my... What the hell is vulva? Oh, cool. With all due respect, I would drag my vulva lips across 130-degree concrete right now for Jackson Wang to spit in my mouth. Baby, don't do that. I would love to meet them in person and hear them saying this in my face. Can we do that? Can we do that next time for BuzzFeed? Can we?
What I need you to know is that when I played this one on screen now, I wasn't looking at it. Obviously, it was edited later on. That's one. But two, I had to listen to that part several goddamn times to stop my body. I had a whole body reaction to it. Okay? I had an intellectual, I had an emotional, and I had a physical reaction to it. None of them were good. I know this is meant to be fun and entertaining. And Jackson Wang, if you don't know, this is a celebrity. He's, 31 now? 31. Just turned this year, 31. He seems more mature for his age. I'll give him that. Okay? I want to give him that. I think it's the entertainment business that is kind of wild and makes you more mature. He is somebody who is very well known in Asia and in Europe, but I feel that in Asia he's like big. In Europe he's big too, but not like in Asia. One thing that is to be said about this guy, he is considered a fashion icon. Okay, his inspiration, at least in terms of suits, is a lot of Michael Jackson, from what I've seen. Not to mention that the name is Jackson. He's also credited his dance career and music career to Michael Jackson, to Prince, to some other artists from the 90s, big in the 90s or in the 80s, and from the Western world. Okay, that needs to be said. The guy is also big because he talks really well. He studied in an international school, so he learned English really well at a young age. That's not something common, even with today's generations. Okay, there are many people who don't learn English so well, so that needs to be said. And he's very eloquent. There are many other stars in Asia who are not as big as him because those stars don't speak English fluently and are not so eloquent in their communications. Okay, and you saw that in Jackson Wang's reactions. And if you're going to watch the entire video, you're going to see that on this guy. In terms of music, I think that he's more appealing to younger generations with his music so far. And to the older I'm not old obviously, but I'm older than he is. I find him appealing, quote unquote, for his long format interviews. Okay, he's very mature, and he's also aware that he as a person is more, engaging and known than his music. He delivers more through his long format interviews than through his music. That's my view. Okay, so that being said, now let's look at the thirst tweet itself. First of all, my reaction was this. Mentally, it was like, probably this is a very young woman. Okay, and when we're young, we're hormonally driven a lot. And we see somebody as hot as this guy, because this guy, yeah, he looks good, he's eloquent, and he's got a fiery personality. Okay, that combo for any 20-year-old is... When we grow older, we may get more nuance, and we may get more perspectives. Okay, we start to see other kinds of men. In our 20s, and I bet you this girl's in her 20s, we're just fainting for guys like these. So I bet you she's in her 20s. Then emotionally, my reaction was, wow, what I sensed, but it's my impression, so I don't know if that's true or not. I'll never know who this woman is. But my impression was this is somebody who lacks self-love and self-respect. Also, my emotional reaction was, this is from an erotic blueprint perspective. This is a kinky. Okay, there are erotic blueprints. This is a modality of another sexological bodyworker, not mine, but it's something that everybody in the industry, sexological bodywork, anybody who's trained, we know of that modality and tool, and we're aware and we actually use it in our work. Some of us, not all. So there are 5 erotic blueprints. One of them is the kinky, okay? And in the kinky, you get psychological kink and you get physical kink. This woman described physical kink. Okay, she was gonna drag her vulva on a heated concrete floor so that Jackson Wang could spit in her mouth. That is a physical kink described, obviously. The emotion there is also humiliation. There are people who are turned on by being humiliated. And both of those actions, dragging your genitalia on the floor, being spat into your mouth, are humiliating. Okay? There are people who get turned on by that. This woman's into humiliation. She's probably a masochist. Okay? And the dynamic in sexuality between a masochist is best matched with a sadist. My reaction when I study overall Jackson Wang, I don't think he's a sadist. In that thirst tweet reading and his reaction, it was staged. I say this for two reasons. One, a while back ago, there was a short clip of him. He was somewhere in an Asian country where people just idolize him. And there was a large crowd, he was in a car, a black SUV, and there was a large crowd all around, cheering, screaming, just, I don't know, going insane. And what he did, he got up on the doorstep, and he just cheered people from the other side that he couldn't see there. When he got down, another girl had come from behind the car and grabbed him. What he did was, first of all, push himself away from it, and he was taken, like bodyguards took the girl from him. His face was freaked. He didn't say anything. He just looked at her, but he was not smiling. He was like, his eyes were really widened and stared at her in such a way that he was both probably, what I read into it, both scared and angry. He said nothing. He just stared at that fan in such a way that, like, the opposite of what he reacted to those thirst tweets. Okay? And this was in person. And this woman didn't say a thirst tweet. She just came and hugged him. That was it. And the second reason I said that I think his reaction in that thirst tweet was staged, there was a recent interview, so 2025, in USA in a podcast. So this was a podcast on stage, and there was an audience. And at a certain point, the host invites a person from the audience to come close to the stage. Even from before she was visible on camera, Jackson got up from his seat, went behind the seat, grabbed the back of the seat, and he was just uncomfortable. He said that he's okay. He's having, like, his speech, his discourse didn't match his body language one freaking bit. A lot of people commented he looked terrified. He didn't speak the terror, but he looked terrified. That woman said nothing. All she said that she follows him around wherever he goes, she goes. And that she hopes that he's okay. She knows that he's, tired working a lot and so on. So that's why I say that Jackson Wang's reaction in that set, reading those thirst tweets, was staged. Because in actual physical encounters where fans just do something over the top, okay, that woman hugging him with no security clearance, the other woman saying that she follows him wherever he goes, she goes, okay? Whenever they say or point at something over the top, this guy reacts, okay? And it's a normal reaction there. Also, I want to speak about the physical reaction that I had. My entire body just constricted, okay? As a woman, the actual dynamic of dragging your genitalia on the floor on a heated concrete so somebody could spit in your mouth, awful reaction, okay? And would this situation be reversed? So were you to have a male fan sharing thirst tweets to a woman celebrity, one, I think that the messages would go in all kinds of directions and probably more sick. Two, I feel that just like a lot of the other stars, because I said that I didn't watch just Jackson Wang's reaction to thirst tweets, I watched a lot of other male stars, celebrities, whatever you want to call them, idols. And all of them were kind of concerned. One actually said, you know what, I could be a really nasty person here with these tweets, but I'm going to be a gentleman. Okay, but the reaction, the genuine reaction to these are not good. Okay, they are not good. That's why I feel that even though the intention is supposed to be entertaining, and we, the ones who are watching, so neither the ones writing those things, neither the ones to who those things are written, yeah, we're probably just finding them all funny. I don't think it's funny to be, especially in the receiver's seat. I don't think it is. And for a woman, I, for one, feel that those messages would just trigger my history when I was a teenage girl and also in my early 20s, where I was touched on various parts of my body without permission by guys of all ages, guys that I didn't want to. I was just walking on the street, just being me, and all of a sudden I would wake up with guys coming really close and touching breasts, vulva, ass, okay? So yeah, I feel that if the dynamic were reversed, it would be very, very delicate for a woman to handle those things. A lot of us get a lot of sexually invasive things in our early years, in our formation years, and most of us we don't want that, okay? The majority of women don't want that. There are some women who do and welcome that. Most of us don't want that, okay? What we want is the guy that we like to like us back. Had those tweets been shared by somebody that I like, sure, I wouldn't be threatened by that. But I don't think the guy would drag his scrotum on a heated concrete so that I would spit into his mouth, because that's, first of all, the dynamic is just not appealing to me at all. Whether you put a man or a woman or my favorite Korean actor or Jackson Wang or anybody, like that dynamic is not attractive. It's not. It's, yeah, I think it repels a lot of people. So that's it. I would really like to hear from you. Have you ever been in a situation where you either received a thirst message or you just read a thirst message that made you feel uncomfortable? I would be super curious how you reacted. Yeah, I would love to know. Drop me a comment. And otherwise, I'm going to come back with other videos on the channel. So yeah, look forward to seeing you there also. Bye.